So today I'm going to be showing you my pantry clean out, how it went, and how you can use these same ideas to help clean out your pantry. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we talk about how to make money, save money, and create a great retirement. Well, I think all of us have that one little space, closet, pantry, laundry room, that one space that's kind of that catch-all space. Well, my pantry has been that for me. I have a lot of cabinets in my kitchen, so I don't store a lot of food in my pantry. So it's just kind of become a natural catch-all. Snow shovels and canned goods and canning supplies and dog food and cleaning stuff. It's just a catch-all, And so what I thought I would do is go through and show you how I set the objectives for cleaning out this area. I recently did a video on how to set objectives when you're decluttering so you don't get lost. And I'll put a link to that video below in the description so you can watch that. But I'll talk about the objectives I had for this pantry in particular and how I went about accomplishing that. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the mess, because it's a mess. This pantry, like I said, has just really been a catch-all. You can see here that it contains pet medications, pet food, cleaning stuff, trash bags, bags that hold bags, cloth bags, you name it, lots of bags. You can also see that there's canning supplies here and there. There's tools stuck everywhere. There's electrical cords, extension cords, gosh, you name it. There's just so much in here, I just can't even. Even to outside, there's even like brooms and rakes and all kinds of things like that that probably shouldn't be in here are also in here. So you all can kind of see from the pictures, yeah, we need to address this. So I set about making some objectives. For this particular space, I had 4 objectives. Number 1, I wanted to get everything off the floor, especially the pet food. I live in a rural location. It's fall. That's usually the time that mice try to come into the house, and I really wanted to get all the pet food off the floor. I want to be able to sweep this floor. I want the floor clean. And I also want to organize that pet food in a way everything's accessible. I know what I have. I know what medications, worm pills, all that stuff I have for my cats and dog. And I also needed to figure out a place to put their leashes and harnesses, both cats and dog. So that was really my number 1 objective. Get stuff off the floor and organize that pet food, man. The second objective for this space was to reorganize my tools and put things that I use frequently in an easy to find location like pegboard. So I was thinking about putting up some pegboard in here to organize those tools, make things like tape and bungee cords, anything like that that I use frequently, easily accessible, where I know where it's at, I can grab it in an instant, I'm not hunting for things. My third objective here was to get all of my canning supplies in one location. I really enjoy canning jams, jellies, pepper jellies. I can my green chilies every year when we roast green chilies. I'll can those. I'll can soups. A variety of things that I use throughout the year for me, but also as gifts. I do a lot of canning that I use as gifts at Christmas time and other times to give to people. And I really wanted a way to put all of that in one location where I can easily find it. Everything's right there. When I go to can next year, I'm not hunting for stuff. And the last objective was I wanted to clear out some space for some small appliances, things like my stand mixer, my kettle, things that sit out on my countertop in my kitchen because they're too big or too bulky to fit into my kitchen cabinets. I really wanted to make a place for those in the pantry so they're not cluttering up my countertop. I don't have a lot of counter space in my kitchen, and I don't like that clutter. It really causes a problem. And again, when I go to can things, that lack of counter space is a big deal. So I really wanted to get space cleared out for that. So those were my 4 objectives. And so I started by clearing everything off, clearing everything out of this location, And I'll let you see it. You know, it's interesting how much bigger it looks when you have everything cleared out of there. It's really a very small space, but it looks way bigger when it's when there's nothing in it. So I cleared it out, and then I started organizing and moving things back in. And of course, the first thing I did was get that pet food into bins. These bins will hold about a 23 pound bag of dog food or cat food. I have a bin for the Ferals, Max and Sophie. I have a bin for the inside kitties, Evan and Miss Carmel. And then of course I have a bin for Miss Charlie, the doggo. These bins actually are the kind that lock, so a mouse can't get into it. They can't get into it. The pets can't get into it either. You can also see I've organized the kitty food and the medications on the shelf here, and they are in a great location. You can also see behind the door here is where I chose to hang my pet leashes, harnesses, that sort of thing. There isn't a lot of space behind this door, but it's really kind of perfect for this application, so that's where I put them. Now my second objective was to organize my tools. And I have a variety of tools. Some do sit on the floor, like my circular saw sits on the floor. My reciprocating saw is on the shelf. And then I have a lot of smaller items, and also smaller items in these drawers. So I put up a pegboard, and one of the things when you are putting pegboard on a wall, it needs to be away from the wall a little bit. So I will use a usually like a 1-inch piece of wood. I'll actually even use these little garden stakes that I buy by the dozen. They're perfect for this. It allows you to hang that pegboard just a little ways out from the wall so that your pegs will fit in the little holes and not catch on the wall. That's really handy. And I also have a variety of pegboard attachments that are little bins or cups to put things in for some of those awkward items too. And that was helpful with these tools. In these drawers right here, I keep things like my carabiners and some of my bungee cords that I use frequently, my zip ties, gloves, that sort of thing. So this allows me to put all of my tools basically in this one location, but yet the things I use a lot, you know, hammer, screwdriver, basic tools, I have readily accessible on the pegboard. And that's been really helpful. Now my third objective was to get the canning items all in one place. For this particular task, I bought a smaller rolling rack. It still allows some space so that I can put some other things in here. And that was perfect for what I needed for my canning supplies. Now some of these things that I use, like this rack, I'll put a link below to my Amazon page. You can get them there. They have all different types and sizes of these rolling racks, and of course I just love them because they fit into this sort of space and give you so much more flexibility on what you can put in here. And my last objective was to clear off enough space where I could put some of my small appliances in here, which I did by using these shelving racks and reorganizing the things that I had in here. I created a lot more space. And that allowed me to move some of those items that were sitting on my kitchen counter into the pantry where they could be stored and out of sight and less cluttery. Now, as you can see, it's great to finish a project like this. And it's a lot easier to finish it when you decide what those goals and objectives are at the outset. That allows you to have everything on hand, your pegboard, your racks, your shelves, everything on hand, the bins for the food, and get it done. You're not having to stop and go get things, or stop and need this, or stop and need that. You're not stopping partway through because you don't have the stuff to finish. It allows you to get it all done, get it completed, and you can feel really good about it. And I do feel really good about this because now I can walk in, the floor is always clean, there is no clutter. All the pet food is put away and stored adequately. I can see exactly what I have as far as canning supplies and tools. I have room for the things that I wanted off my counter. I have accomplished each and every goal. And really, that is the point. It is a much better, more functional, efficient space. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.